Hi guys, I'm Cogs. Speaking of AFROBEATS podcast host. Today, there's something I want to talk about. This is something that really grinds my gears. This is something that pisses me the fuck off, okay? And I've seen it a few times with Afrobeats artists themselves and with other creatives in the Afrobeat space. So this is coming off of a podcast episode, one of the episodes of my podcast, speaking of Afrobeats, that I interviewed Joey Akan. Joey is also an Afrobeats podcaster. He hosts Afrobeats Intelligence podcast. And this is also coming off of the back of a recent episode that he just released with Thames' manager. And in both conversations, they have basically said, well, I'll start with the conversation on my podcast, right? So the conversation that Joey, or the statement actually that Joey made on my podcast, was that the Afrobeats market is no longer viable.
The Nigerian music industry is not viable. The Nigerian music industry is not viable.
And then Thames' manager on a recent episode of Afrobeats Intelligence said also that, you know, 500,000 streams is only $300.
Do you know how much 1 million streams is worth out of Nigeria? Like, if 1 million streams comes out of Nigeria, do you know how much it's worth now? $300.
And I'd also seen something similar from Burna Boy, where he had posted on his page and he had said, oh, you know, number one in Nigeria is like not really important, or it doesn't pay that much. Like 1 million streams don't pay that much. And I see this all as an attempt to devalue the Nigerian market and the Nigerian audience. I'll tell you how. First of all, I will say that the monetary value of the streams of a song or its position on the charts is not a reflection of its real life value, right? Because to start with, on the statement that Joey made on my podcast on SOA, where he said Afrobeats market is not viable, he said it in response to me saying that the investors in the Afrobeats market, they're not speculating, they're only coming here because they know that they are going to make money from it, right? And so I say that to basically say that people equals market, right? If an artist in Nigeria even pops off, the likelihood that that artist will also pop off internationally is very high, because Nigeria is the source of it. Like, it's the Nigerian audience. We basically dictate, or Nigerian listeners, we dictate what's hot and what's not, right? And if a label sees like, oh, this is really popular with a Nigerian audience, and then they see this artist as marketable internationally, then they're likely to put their money into the development of that artist so that they can platform that artist with an international audience in the hopes of getting their money back, right? So when creatives in the Afrobeats space repeat this rhetoric and say, oh, this amount of listeners, it doesn't have that much value. That has nothing to do with the people, okay? That has something to do with the value of the Naira, okay? 1 million streams or 500,000 streams only coming to $300, it's the economy that you need to talk to, right? All of them, Thames' manager, all the boys club, all of them, they're all friends with Seyi Tinubu. They know him. Talk to him, let him fix the economy, okay? So that Nigerian naira can have more value internationally. So that if you get 500,000 streams, right, and say for example it's 1 million naira, you're not getting £500 for your 1 million naira. You're gonna get more than 500. That's an economic conversation, right? But we need to take it away from how much. We need to shift our conversation away from how much the value of a Nigerian audience is in monetary terms. We need to look at it in terms of the attention that it gets from an international audience, because it's like a platform, right? There needs to be that Nigerian interest, and then there'll be the international interest. So it doesn't matter if the direct monetary value from a Nigerian audience is only like a couple $100. The real life impact, the real life implication, right, of getting to the top of the Nigerian chart is much more than money. It's attention, right, that translates into more than the $300 that you'll be getting for the direct streams, okay? And so I say this to say that I'm wary of these types of rhetorics making it into the general public our vocab, and I'm wary of it being a thing that people pick up and start saying, because it devalues the work of the artist. It devalues it removes value from the listeners, and it doesn't pay attention to what is the whole point of this, right? The whole point of this is so that these artists can go top international charts, you know, the whole Afrobeats to the world movement. So we need the Nigerian audience. It doesn't matter if you're only getting $5 for it, okay? The Nigerian audience, they are a very important and crucial part of the Afrobeats ecosystem. So let's not let this lie go on for too long, right? We can't let that happen. Because my mom says something. There's a proverb she says in Yoruba. She says, it means two people cannot be deceived by the same lie. If the person that's telling it doesn't know it's a lie, the person that's hearing it knows it's a lie, okay? And the thing with lies is that when a lie goes on for too long, what does it do? It becomes the truth. And these people, these record labels, the likelihood of them using this lie to devalue how much they're signing artists for is there. So we need to watch out for that, okay? It's not only about money, it's also about attention, it's about energy, it's about how much people love an artist enough to give themselves to that artist, right? These are the same people that will show up when Burna Boy is doing the MSG Madison Square Garden show. These are the same audiences that will show up when Rima is headlining somewhere, or Wizkid is at the O2. You know, even if it's not directly them, like these people these listeners in Nigeria, they have family here. They're the ones that's gonna tell their family, oh, this is the new artist that's hot. This is who we're listening to. When I go back to Nigeria to do Dirty December, it's what's hot in the clubs. And who determines what's hot in the clubs? It's the audience. It's the Nigerian audience. So it might not translate to actual, like, a bag full of cash money, but it gives them the platform for them to access a bigger audience. That is what has been put on my mind today to share with you guys. I'm Cokes, speaking of Afrobeats podcast host. Check out episodes of my podcast on YouTube. There's some audio on Spotify as well, but I would like you to focus on YouTube. Go watch it on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram and also on TikTok. I'll see you guys later. Bye.